Give me an example of a man who's
My
doing
husband,
it.
I guess, my husband.
Don't nobody know your husband.
All right then, but I don't specifically.
Okay, ma'am. I'm not asking you a trick question.
I do not know of a black man randomly who's a celebrity. I can say their tone is right.
What is up, guys? It's your boy back. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Remember, if you want to skip me yapping, just use the timestamps. That's what they're here for. But if you do want to hear my thoughts, I usually save most of them for the end, sometimes in the middle. And, who knows? Depends on how wild it is. But today we are reacting to some good old Kevin Samuels as per usual. Remember to check out his channel, Godfather, Kevin Samuels, the GOAT. Rest in peace. But that said, today we are going to get straight into it because this one is going to be a banger. I will see you guys in the middle and the end.
Hey, Kevin.
Hello, how old are you?
I'm 29.
First name?
Lola.
Okay, Lola, what's your criticism or critique?
Well, firstly, I want to say I think it's your delivery. Even though what you say does not stop, the way you deliver it doesn't take away from the facts. I feel that because of the way you say you want to help Black women, especially the Black community, and we have a lot of issues with always having our defense up. So I feel like sometimes your delivery could be a little bit harsh, especially to women who are just ignorant and don't know. And I feel like if you want to educate, I'm not saying you have to talk all studious all the time or anything, but it would be good that if you could get down on our level in a way and explain, because we have a hard time of understanding things. And
hold on, you're going on a little bit long. The tone. How long have you been watching my content?
For about a year.
So when things go off the rail, I come in and treat women that way. I automatically go from 0 to 100.
No, I didn't say that you go from 0 to 100. I'm just saying
the tone matches. I mirror.
Say that again.
I mirror.
Okay.
God, I find it interesting that women have such an issue with the tone, and you ladies don't seem to have the same issue with the woman's behavior first.
I don't think it's mostly the tone. It's just your delivery. The tone is okay.
The delivery, the tone, it doesn't start off that way.
That's understandable, and I know that. I'm just saying because of the fact, here's my point is, us Black women, we have the shitty end of the stick, okay? Whether it's because we induced it or because of our past, okay? And I feel that we are...
No, you don't. You don't. You don't.
Why would you say we don't?
Here's the simple thing. Talk to Black men like you talk to your white boss. And that's all we need from you. Talk to us. Excuse me. Listen. Process. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Black women know how to check all of that when their job is on the line. Talk to us like we're your white boss, and we got no more problems. Now your turn.
Okay. I understand that part, and I guess that's not the part I'm mostly getting at. Because I personally seen lives that you done with certain women where I understood where they were trying to come from, and because of your philosophy, I can see why they were thinking on that end, because I used to think that way. And I'm a little bit more clearer with thinking because of the way I've known how to be submissive. I know what it is to be in the presence of a real man. And if I see one that's not a real man, I move out the way because of my submissiveness. And it helps me to spot out the good and the bad in men. A lot of women don't know that. Huh?
10 seconds. You're kind of starting to go on. So I'm saying about another 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. All I'm saying is that I just feel just the way that you explain it. It's not about your tone. The way you come off of it and the way you just be a little bit on the rude side with it. I just feel it's just harder for us.
No. Do you watch the Average Your Best video?
Yes.
About how long was that video?
Was not almost 2 hours, I believe.
The video, the Average Your Best video, the segment with that conversation.
Okay, I don't know. I think I've just seen the whole live on that, if I'm not.
But when I did the Average Your Best video, the conversation, about how long was that conversation with that woman?
I'm not sure, Kevin, but I'm not sure.
It was almost 23 minutes.
Okay.
And people want to talk about the last 4 minutes. Everything you're asking, be understanding, break it down, talk to it in a certain way, was done at least 10 times. I'm a professional. When I talk to people, I meet them at their level, and my patience rivals that of Job. There are people in the comment section daily say, I don't know how you do it. And yet I get women like yourself asking for more patience. No. If you're saying break it down, nope. Level up like I'm a white man. Here's my retort to the tone conversation. Approach me like you'd have to approach a white man you were trying to marry.
Remember, guys, if you want to skip me yapping, just use timestamps. But I just had to speak for this part because my God, he dropped the heat as per usual. Ooh, it's beautiful to hear. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, because he makes a very valid point. And I've said this too. I'm like, why do we have to deal with these angry, loud, rude, annoying women? You know, black queens, as they call themselves. They call themselves queen. No, so no one else does. That's the funny part. But we have to deal with these loudmouth black queens. But, you know, when they go to work, when they go to their job, I have never seen someone act as right as a black woman, a modern black woman in the West. They will go from cursing out their husband, telling him he ain't anything, he isn't worth jack crap, he isn't this, he isn't that, to going to their boss and saying, yes, sir, okay, sir, I'll do this for you. Oh, I got your coffee, mister. Yeah, like, how have we gotten to this point? We've gotten to a point where women have been lied to. They've been told the great lie that their family and a life at home is oppressive. And they should go work for some person who doesn't give, you know, a shit about whether or not, you know, they have food on their table or not tomorrow. They just care about if they show up for work. Like, this has created such a horrible atmosphere because you have these people who are in fear, scarcity, and doubt. They don't want to date because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't want to get dumped. They don't want to deal with this. They don't want to deal with that. Versus just, you know, living life and just experiencing it for what it is. And everything's, you know, going to go perfectly. That's not how life is supposed to be. But when you do stuff like this, it creates chaos. I mean, we're seeing it play out just right in front of us. Even though this was years ago, like, the chaos is still very much here. We still see it today. A little bit less so, but still there.
Then we got no more problems. Step to me like you step to a white man who's paying your paycheck. Treat me like they treat the white man, and we got no more issues.
But Kevin, not
because then
everyone.
the ownership is on you, women, to do better, not
And
me.
I agree.
Then where's the retort?
Oh, I'm ready to talk. Okay. My whole thing is this. You keep on saying the tone. I'm going to give you an example.
Tone, delivery, it's interchangeable. Tone, delivery, the way I come across. It's all the same thing.
Okay, so you're pretty much just saying, just to end it off. So in a whole gist, you're just pretty much saying that when it comes to women, and not even women, I've seen a couple of men, and for some reason I don't feel sorry for them, but you're just pretty much saying, like, if they don't get it, it's just kind of like, just get with it or get lost kind of situation when it comes to you trying to help other people. Because honestly, I really don't have an issue with anything you talk about. I just love it because...
Yes, because in our particular community, if black women want to get a better job, they know they can't just have a high school diploma. They know that they got to go to a junior college or a college. They know they got to go sign that paper to get in debt. They know they got to go to class. They know they got to do a bunch of stuff just to put themselves in a position to go work in somebody's company to get a job. You know what black men are saying? Take that same can-do, figured-out spirit and learn how to be my wife. Like every other group of women on this planet. Treat black men like you treat the white man in your mind, and we got no more problems. Because I don't hear black women telling white men to moderate their tone. I don't hear black women telling white institute, you need to do this or do that. No, they figure it out. What you're basically asking us to do is to continue to coddle and settle, and you're asking us to do more work. The men aren't going to do it. You shaking your head?
That's not what I'm saying as men.
But that's what it is.
Specifically about you.
But
I'm not saying
okay,
men in general.
and the answer is
you told me
no.
to critique you, Kevin.
The answer is when Simon Cowell, Jordan Ramsey, Kevin O'Leary, Donald Trump, any white man in a position of power who speaks his mind, their women get in line. Our women tell us, watch your tone. I ain't watching my tone. I own you. You own the kids. God owns me. We report up. Get in line. We're not equals. If my tone is harsh, get out of a man's presence. But stop trying to get a man to be like a woman. Because those men who act like that, you call them bitches. And it's not going to happen. Do you want men who can lead and fight and defend and protect?
Kevin, you keep on talking about
Do you want men who can fight?
Yes, of course, but
then you gotta take everything that comes with it.
Okay, Kevin. I guess we'll agree to disagree. I guess you're talking generally. I'm talking specifically on you educating the women.
And I'm telling you, when I
you're
look
a
at my
teacher.
non-black counterparts who do what I do, they don't have to hear this tone stuff from their women. They don't have to hear the same thing because their women expect men to speak in a powerful tone. Our women have grown accustomed to men kowtowing and not saying what's on our mind. Like women often say, it's a new day. Sis, it's a new day. This is the new black man. And it's only gonna grow bigger. Y'all better get used to the tone because we all y'all got. I appreciate what you're saying.
I think you're kind of missing the point.
I get what you're saying, but it's not, ma'am, I've heard this for 3 years. I'm not going to talk like Steve Harvey or these other people. And
I told you in the beginning,
I'm not going to
that's
do
not
any
what
of
I'm
that.
saying.
I'm not going to, bottom line, man, then who, okay, here's a question for you.
We'll agree to disagree,
Hold
Kevin.
on. Whose tone should I, what black man has the right tone? How about that?
Okay, so I'm going to specify what tone I'm talking about. I'm talking about when it comes down to these women trying to say, why?
Give me an example. Give me an example of a black man whose tone
like
is
a woman. Excuse me,
a black man. Give me an example of a black man whose tone is about right.
I'm not. See, because I don't think you're getting.
Stop. No, stop. Tone, delivery, whatever it is you're talking about, give me the example of a black man who has it about right. Don't get stuck on the word tone. Outcome.
That's
ma'am, give me an example of a man who's
my
doing
husband,
it.
I guess my husband.
Don't nobody know your husband.
All right then, but I don't specifically.
Okay, ma'am. I'm not asking you a trick question.
I do not know of a black man randomly who's a celebrity. I can say their tone is right, like, because I guess the way I'm trying to explain.
Then how do you? Okay, listen what you just said. You want me to do something or improve something, and you can't even point to an example.
Kevin.
Ma'am, that's
okay.
Understand. That's what you just said.
Can I say one thing?
You for an ma'am, calm down. Hold on. Follow me here. I think we're somewhere. You want your kid to make up a bed. You show them how to make up a bed. You give them an example. You don't say figure it out, or how my cousin used to do it. Give me an example of a man, not your husband. I don't know him.
I don't know, Uncle Phil from freaking Fresh Prince or something. Can I just say one thing? Let me explain something.
No. I want you to see what I want you to do is if this is a big enough thing for you to ask me to do, I'm willing to hear you, but you gotta meet me where I'm. See, this is one of the issues. Stop. I need you to stop. This is one of the big issues. Our women do not want to give us what we need to get better. I'm asking you, give me an example. And you're just like, whatever, Uncle Phil. If it ain't Uncle Phil, don't tell me Uncle Phil. Don't move forward. Do not pass go. Stay right here and think about an example. If it's that important to where you got on here to talk to me, I'm listening. Give me the respect of giving me an example. Think about it.
So you want me to give you an example of a man whose tone is good? Pretty much you're saying?
An example of a man whose delivery, whatever you want to call it. You understand the overall sentiment. Not your husband.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
So what I want you to
So
understand,
do you
man.
mean like? Can I say
No,
that's the
ma'am. What
question?
I want you to understand is you want me to do something, and I'm asking you how to, and you're not even telling me what it is. How can I do that? How can I change my
And I
delivery? How can I change my tone if you can't tell me and show me an example?
can I give you an example of what I mean of something that I
No, you give me
personally
an example of a man. You give me an example of a person. Because you have to be okay. See, there's
Farrakhan.
something. Excuse me. There's something in your mind that you're comparing this to. There's an example you're comparing this to. What's that example?
I'm comparing to an example on, for example, if a woman calls and she says she has 3 kids.
A man, not no. And what? Who has the right tone, delivery? What's the example?
I told you Farrakhan. I gave you him as an example. He's a great teacher. I love the way he teaches and he puts things across.
You want me? You say I should Farrakhan.
I didn't say.
Excuse me, Farrakhan.
You're trying to twist my words.
I want to be clear. Stop. I want to be clear. Are you saying Minister Louis Farrakhan is an example? Is that what Is that what you're saying?
You just broke up. Can you say that again?
Are you saying Minister Louis Farrakhan?
I'm just giving that as an example of somebody who teaches in.
Okay, ma'am. Have you heard? Farrakhan is far harsher than I am.
Can I speak and say something?
Sure.
Because you're asking questions and I feel like you're leading a narrative somewhere. Listen, when it comes to
everybody in the chat room seems to get it. You don't get it.
You're not letting me explain at all, right? I'm trying to just get something across.
30 seconds, go.
Okay. I'm trying to say, when I'm explaining to you your delivery as a man, the way you speak, if you were a husband or just a man out there, that's great. The same way I feel that a woman in the workplace should be a little bit aggressive, but when it comes to her home, she should be feminine. So you're talking to me about other men when that's not the issue. A man should be a leader and should not have to listen to anything that a woman says, especially if he's a real man. But I'm talking to you as a person that has a platform that is teaching. Whether you were a man or a woman, I would have told you the same thing. So it doesn't come down to necessarily anything of you being a man. I'm just talking when you're educated.
Okay, hold on. Ma'am, I grew up listening to pastors and preachers. And let me tell you, what I'm saying is light. What I'm saying, growing up in the Baptist church, see, we don't even preach sin in today's church. We got single mothers with 3 kids by 4 different dudes sitting on the front aisle. I grew up in the Christian church, Baptist, then went to Church of God in Christ. I hung with members of the Nation of Islam, Fruit of Islam. And let me tell you something. Those men talked about something a hell of a lot different. See, our problem is our women aren't used to any criticism or critique. It is what it is. The tone is going to be what it is. And you want me to go between Farrakhan and Uncle Phil? Uncle Phil is a character.
You're literally just trying to drag words out of me to make it seem.
I answered the question.
And that's going to be the video, guys. Another one bites the dust once more. Another loudmouth, know-it-all, talkative black woman who is just living up to the stereotype. I tell you, the jokes write themselves at this point. You know, we have these loud ass women who just say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and it pisses me off to no end because of the amount of stuff that they get away with. Man, no other race of woman has this issue. I have dated almost every single other race of woman possible, major race. And I can tell you that most of those women act correct. They come correct out the box. Black women always have something. They always have something. They gotta speak. They always gotta talk. I mean, my God. You ever just be with a woman and sometimes the yapping is just too much. And you're just like, please, just be quiet for a second. You're a black woman, you can't say that. I've been able to say that to other races of women. But a black woman, you say that? What? Who are you speaking to? What are you talking about? Oh, you just got, like, they talk more. I know it sounds mean. I know it's out of pocket. We gotta have some fun here sometimes. But I'm being so serious. Like I just can't. I can't. The loudmouth, the attitude, all that stuff. It's so gross and disgusting. It's masculine behavior, and I hate it with a passion. It is filthy behavior. There's no decorum. I mean, my God, I live in Asia, and the women here are night and day. I mean, they're meek. They're some. I mean, a lot of them are shy because they barely even, some of them barely even had boyfriends. And these women are in their mid-20s and early 20s and stuff. And the way they act is just so different. The way that they speak is so different. It's so soft. It's pleasant. It's nice. It's not that like a crow screeching in your freaking ear all day. Like, I don't have to tell an Asian woman be quiet because they already are quiet. They don't have to do. They come ready out of the box, guys. But look, leave your thoughts. I know I'm being out of pocket. Don't care too much. But that said, I do want to know what you guys have to say because, it's not an echo chamber. I'm sure someone has different thoughts than me. But either way, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow.